Hello, Carrot's here again. Welcome to episode 26 of the Isla Paradiso bunch. We have the same crew as usual, no changes there. We start out with Sam rescuing Sims from drowning at Sparkling Sands Beach. This is the one with the resort behind it and the little lagoon on the left. There's Sam running up the beach. I'm beginning to think he's never going to find that key to the city island, the final island that he needs to find to get his lifetime wish, because his lifetime wish is Grand Explorer, which requires that he uncover all 8 hidden islands in Isla Paradiso. And there's his Sim drowning. Let's see if he can get out there and rescue with that Sim. Sometimes he refuses to go out. He just wants to survey the beach or talk to somebody or do CPR, anything but get out there and rescue the Sim that's drowning. At least he can swim quite fast now that he's right at the top of his career. This episode is mainly about Sam rescuing Sims, and the rest of his household are back at home, mostly at Plumbub Island, where they are working hard on achieving their own lifetime wishes. Muriel's already made it. She's got her lifetime wish. The one I'm working on mostly at the moment is Craig. He is trying to get to the top of the painting skill, and the inventing skill is already mastered sculpting, and once he's got all 3, then he'll have his lifetime wish as well. And then there is Dianna, who's back there working on her lifetime wish, which is to become Master Magician. So she's still got a way to go on that one, so I'll have her out performing a fair bit, and we'll see some of her performances in this video as well. There's a second drowning for Sam to rescue. And he's got both of them today so far. That's pretty good. And there's somebody up there needing CPR. The CPR doesn't count towards getting his lifetime wish, so I'm not worried so much about that, so long as he rescues the drowning Sims. And I've often got Judy or Meryl at the moment as well, helping him with the CPR on the beach. Looks like another Sim's drowning. That'll be 3 if he can rescue that one as well. Has he seen it yet? Sometimes he has to wait for the previous drowning victim to get out of the water before he's free to go and rescue the next Sim. It's a bit frustrating at times. He's standing there just waiting for a Sim to swim up onto the beach because they've just been rescued from drowning, while there's another Sim out there screaming for help because they're drowning. But he's got the 3rd one now for this morning. That's probably a record. At least there's plenty of activity on the beach today. Sometimes he goes to work to patrol the beach and there's no Sims on the beach. And when there's no Sims, nobody's swimming, and when there's no swimming, there's no drowning. And there we go, we got a 4th drowning, potential drowning anyway. If only he can get out there and rescue that one as well. This is a very busy day for him today. All in one shift. Looks like he's busy talking to somebody up on the beach. We mightn't get this one. If he doesn't hurry up, this bloke will get sick of drowning and get himself up onto the beach and smack Sam's face, or at least tell him what a terrible lifeguard he is. I hope Sam hurries up and rescues him though, because I really want to get that final island quickly. Because once we've got the final island, then we can start taking our Sims to other worlds, because I want to see things in a few different worlds to see what we can find, because I've got some builds that I want to place in the worlds and I can't put them in this one because it's just too much lag. So if I can take them to other worlds, well, we can put maybe a single big build in a world and have the Sims run around inside it and see what they can do. Because I've got shopping centres and roller coasters and casinos and all sorts of things that I want to play with. We can't have them all in one world. They're too big. I mean, you can put them in there, but you can't play the game, at least not on my computer. I don't think Sam's going to get that final Sim. He's too busy up on the beach. Last thing I saw him doing up on the beach was giving CPR to that Sim that he had just rescued. And sometimes CPR takes an awfully long time. Plenty of time for a Sim to drown. Or to get sick of drowning, which is more likely, and come up and tell Sam off. You're a terrible lifeguard. I could have drowned. That's what they like to say to him. Of course, the ones that he rescues thank him and tell him what a wonderful lifeguard he is. So he gets positive and negative feedback whenever he goes to work. Now let's go to Plumbub Island and see what's happening there. Well, for some strange reason, Joanna and Dianna are playing kicky ball together. Joanna needs to actually use that kicky ball a bit, because to get her lifetime wish, she needs to get to the top of all three social groups, maximum influence of all three social groups. Now, Judy hasn't started her lifetime wish yet, and I don't think she will, at least not while we're in Isla Paradiso. She might start working on it when we start travelling to other worlds, because she wants to become a zombie master. Dianna got hungry, went upstairs to the big kitchen on the top level basement, and she's found some angel food cake in the fridge. There's Muriel. She needs to paint more masterpieces. I think she's already got her lifetime wish at this point. She's got one of the opportunities completed that go with the painting career or the painting skill. And she's got sparkly paintbrushes now, or sparkly hands whenever she paints. So it's a bit of fun watching her painting. The other two, well, I've just got them trying to paint as many pictures as possible so I can see the different pictures that can be painted. I'm starting to get a few duplicates lately, but there are still new ones popping up every so often. I'd probably be better off sending Dianna off to somewhere to perform for tips. That way she'd get her lifetime wish faster, because she doesn't need to paint. The same with Joanne. I could send her doing something different. Here's Judy now. She is teaching little Terry to talk by the look of it. And that's one of the little girls over the back. Well, she has been potty trained, and we know it now because there she is using the potty all by herself. I think it might have been Wendy, but I'm not sure. I can't even tell them apart by their dresses. The toddlers are spending a lot of time in the playpens at the moment to learn their charisma skill. Of course, to get the charisma skill up high, that's some paintings that Muriel's done. To get the charisma skill up high in the playpen, they still have to have a lot of friends. So that's one of the reasons I brought the two little girls across to Plumbub Island, so they could make friends with the two little plant sim boys and with Terry, because they had both got to the top of their charisma skill, but they only each had one friend, because they'd also read their books to themselves. So here's a couple of the toddlers, one of the plant sims and mermaid toddler. Terry's a mermaid. I think it's Benji with the red hair who is the plant sim. Remember, I changed their skin colour by dragging the plant sim skin slider all the way to the left. They've still got the plant sim skin. I didn't change the skin, I just dragged the slider to the left. I'd like them to blend in with the rest of the population. They should be able to do that. And also giving them different coloured hair made it possible for me to tell them apart if I can just remember who's who. Here's the other two. That's Bertie with the blonde hair, I think. And that's a little girl who just used the potty. I think that is Wendy. I'm pretty sure Jerry's in a pink dress at the moment. So when they're not playing peekaboo and making friends with each other, I've got them mostly trying to work with the mirror to get their charisma skill up high. Now, another thing, once they've made friends with one of the other toddlers, we have to swap them around in the playpens so that they can each of them can be friends with all five toddlers have to be friends with each other to make the maximum benefit. So we have to swap the toddlers between playpens every so often. But what I was doing was, as you can see with the painting in the background there, I was just getting them to constantly paint pictures. When they finish one, take it off the easel and paint another one. But I think I'll change that strategy now, and I'll start getting at least Dianna going off and performing for tips all day at the park or something, just to get her lifetime wish done. She's up to a level 7 in her career now. She has gained a level, but she needs to get to level 10. As you can see, Jeannie has just swapped a few toddlers around from the playpens. She's having trouble with her lifetime wish as well, because she needs to befriend. There's a few of the paintings that I put on the wall. I've got all the walls covered now, all the way around. That's one that Muriel just did. Yes, Jeannie's having trouble with her lifetime wish because she's got to befriend a unicorn. And the unicorns seem to have vanished from Isla Paradiso at the moment. They were there earlier in the game, but I haven't seen one for a long time. So we will get them to travel to another world where there won't be quite so much memory used up, and hopefully we will find unicorns. And if we do, then I will make that their home world temporarily so that she can stay there for as long as it takes for her to get her lifetime wish. In the meantime, Judy is looking for all of the potions. She spends a lot of time singed, but I'm going to keep her doing it with the potions until she finds them all. I'd say it looks like Craig still hasn't got to his painting. See, look how he looks over his shoulder. Made this a bit spooky. Muriel did that a while ago as well. And it was really strange. It's like, I know you're watching me. Both of them do it to me. Muriel did it first. So maybe I cut that out with her doing it. Not sure. I cut a lot out. I had this thing went for 7 hours. I've got it down to about half an hour. So now he's going to a different beach to go do some more rescuing. This is the one with the windmill and the weatherstone. I think it's called Crystal Sands. I'm not sure. So there's that windmill off in the distance. We just showed the view from the top of the hill as the taxi drove him down to the beach to go to work. There's a little view from around the place. There's that windmill there. That's a part of the beach. There's Sam running behind the weatherstone. There's no Sims there. Oh, there's only 1 or 2 there at the moment. Hopefully a few more will turn up. He got so many rescues last time he was working. He mightn't get many this time. But each one counts towards his lifetime wish. But he's got to rescue 35 altogether. And I've lost count. I was going to count carefully. But there's so many times when the game has stopped working after he's done some rescues that I have no idea now how many he has finished. At least I've got that under control now by simply saving more often and closing down and restarting the game after about 3 or 4 saves. That way I seem to be able to avoid the Sims have stopped working errors and also the Era 12s seem to have stopped as well. You've got to work around the game if you want to have it expanded as badly as I have. I mean, a household with 16 Sims in it is a little bit much for this game. It was only designed to run on 8 Sims. So I'm surprised it's running as well as it is. Because I've got most of my settings up either to maximum. This is the graphics settings. So if I've got them on maximum or next to maximum. So I am pushing it pretty hard, and my computer is not top of the range. It's sort of mid-range graphics card, and it's a laptop. So I'm pretty happy with what's going on, providing I get this 8th island, of course. I don't think I'll get Judy to play with that Weatherstone again. And I've got Meryl here helping him today. She's the one giving CPR on the beach. Meryl is in her element. She's making friends of all of the Sims. She's still looking for a wealthy spouse. I think I'll put one of my other Sims out of my library into the game shortly. As soon as Sam's found his 8th island, I'll look at adding a new male Sim into a different household and see if I can get Meryl married to him. I don't think I can add another Sim into this household. I might be able to do it actually when I send them to a different world for a while. I'll only take a few of them, and I'll take Meryl and maybe 1 or 2 other Sims, and she can meet this wonderful, wealthy spouse who she can marry quickly, and then we'll get rid of him. We'll do him in somehow so that she can see his ghost and thereby get her lifetime wish. I just thought of that. That wasn't in my plans before. I mean, I've had that Sim in mind for a while for her, but not that we'll do it on another world, and she can meet him, marry him, and wipe him out all in one game, one episode. We still have to get Hayley married to Salty as well, so he can see her ghost. And she's got to get to the top of her career first, though. She's only still on level 1 of the military career, and she wants to be an astronaut. I think that's pretty close to the top of the military career, if not level 10. I haven't done an astronaut career for a long time. Not since The Sims 3 was a brand new released game back in 2009, when I had a household using some of those default Sims out of the library that we got. And they had children, and one of their sons grew up and joined the military career. And one day I came home and discovered he'd been killed at work. So I didn't want Sims in the military career after that anymore, but they fixed that issue. I think not long after that happened to him, way back in 2009, they fixed it with a patch so that Sims that you've played with aren't supposed to die at work, in the military career at least. So there's Meryl telling a ghost story on the beach. I think it's a bit less effective in daylight, but it seems to be something that the Sims around here are enjoying. There's quite a few Sims there at the moment, enjoying the beach. That water's pretty in the background, with the reflections and the deep colour. You see there's a toddler being dumped on the beach while his father's gone swimming. I was thinking that bloke might end up drowning, but no luck. Sam missed out on that one again. There's those fish jumping in the background as well. Obviously a good place to fish. Not too sure if you can fish from the beach or if you have to go out there in the boat to get at those fish. I haven't tried yet. Either way. Probably won't try either. Not in this game at least. There's too many other things to do, and there's fish all over the place that you can go fishing. And they've got the wishing well to fish at as well. Flying Bee's Coffee House. That tells me that somebody's about to have a performance. There's Dianna. Let's see what happens. So that might be all we're going to see of Sam. He didn't actually rescue anyone, I don't think, today's shift. Lucky you got a few rescues in the previous shift. So this is Dianna working towards her lifetime wish at the coffee house. I'm going to try to get her to perform at all of the different venues, but she can't actually perform at the private venue yet. She's done the coffee house a couple of times, and she's done the performance park, and she's performed at Mix Master Karaoke. But it's I think she must have to be a higher level in her career to be able to perform at the private venue and the big show venue, because the proprietor hasn't been available for her to go to ask for a gig yet at the other two places. And I think that this is the performance where she actually goes up to a level 7. She's still only a level 6, I think, in her career. Either that or she has just got up to a level 7 just before, because I had her out at the festival grounds where she was performing for tips. I don't think she had any audience, but she was doing the performing, and that seems to help. But we can see her perform here. At least she doesn't have to earn a lot from her tips. They don't need the money. After all of that work that Jeannie did earlier in the piece, consigning all her harvestables to the various humble harvest stands around town. And I've got rid of all those humble harvest stands now, so they can't get any more income from them. I bulldozed all those lots to help this game keep going. So she's done that trick with all the swords in the box. I think it's the box of mystery or something or other. That Sim survived. The coffee house is doing good business while she's there performing. There's people walking around with plates of food in their hands all the time. Guess that's why they have a showtime stage. If you look in the top left corner at the moment, you can almost see the carnival on the water in the distance. I'll get her to perform there too in the next video. I put those seahorses there for a bit of a decoration. I thought that would suit Isla Paradiso. There's a lot of Sims coming out of there with plates of food, just one after the other. You want to own that coffee house while she's there performing, now wouldn't you? If she brings in so many customers. It is more interesting with a more interesting stage setup. Hello, I've put the hypnotizer on the stage for her, and she's going to call up a victim to do a silly dance, I think. So somebody's coming up to do a dance after she's been hypnotized. I think then we will have seen all 3 options and various videos of what the hypnotizer can get the Sims to do. So there she is being hypnotized, and she's hungry too. She obviously hasn't eaten her meal yet. Now, is she going to do a dance? Looks like she is. It's a shame she's got her back to us. Would have been better if the hypnotizer had been turned around maybe, and when we could see her face. Might try that next time I use a hypnotizer. She's done a dance, now she can go off and eat her meal. I'm assuming she's got a meal there to eat at the table. Most of the other Sims have got meals. I hope you're enjoying watching her performing at the coffee house. I know there are several people who have commented that they love watching the Showtime careers, so I'll just let us watch what she gets up to. I think it's coming fairly close to the end of the performance now, though. because that guy with the hat on, I'm not sure how long he stands there for, but he is there at the very end. Just pull back a bit so you can see the whole scenery, the landscape, the venue in the landscape. Placement of things in the landscape seems to be an important theme in the art world at the moment. That's talking fine arts and painting and printmaking and that sort of thing. Carnival in the water's off there in the distance just behind it. Don't think we can see it. I think you need to turn it around a little bit further to actually get that. But we're going to perform there in the next video. I haven't done that video yet, but I have recorded the performance. There she is taking her bows. It's the end of the performance. It's a very long bow. And she's got her pay. And she's got her stars twinkling over her head. And there's the guy in the hat. He's hungry. Now, there's something called me over to this, and there it is. There's a police car and a burglar out in front of their home lot at Surf Circle. I don't know if anything was actually taken, but this is the first time we've had a burglar in this game. And I think we've got the place well armed with burglar alarms. So you didn't need to have anybody at home to call the police. That burglar would have probably not even got inside. However, the policeman had to go and check the whole place out. I cut most of that out. He was in there forever. Very well behaved burglar to just stand there and wait beside the police car all this time. Here's the policeman coming now. They'll drive off together in the police car. We've got dogs over the road. It isn't Mickey or Mia this time. It's dogs over the road. If they get too loud, I'll stop. Start again when they stop. So, burglars got in the car. Policeman's about to get in the car. Thought I had a close-up so you can see them in the car. That might be about as close as it gets. Off they go. They're gone. Now let's go back to Plumbob Island. Sent Judy down to water some plants. They've been sadly neglected lately. Because we don't need them anymore. We've got the money we need. They've got millions. I think there's still about 7 or 8 million simoleons left in their bank account. So they don't need to worry too much. She was collecting up the dead plants and putting them in the bin. Now that is Muriel's. She's got 2 of the 3 opportunities there that come with the painting skill. I think she's just got to paint a whole lot of masterpieces now. I may or may not get her to do that. I'll probably get her diverted doing other things shortly. As soon as Sam's got his island. That's an interesting painting that Dianna's doing there. And see, there it is up close. I reckon it's a ladybird on a cherry. So that's the end of the video. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Bye bye for now. Carrots out.